This is Vietnam's Renovation Generation.
Sonic portraits of young minds reshaping the country's future.
For episode 16, we invited 4 young women in their late teens for a chat over coffee and cake. We wanted to find out what they think about privilege, not being taken seriously by the generation before them, and their hopes for the future.
I'm Mia Nguyen and I was born in 1997.
My name is Mai Pham and I was born in 1998.
Giang Boba and I was born in 1998.
Boba and I'm 18 this September.
Mia, Mai, Boba, and Giang all come from families who have benefited from the possibilities that Đổi Mới brought for some people in Vietnam. Access to international education, social opportunities, and financial stability have shaped their young lives. They are studying abroad already or are preparing to do so, and we had some questions for them. What are your work aspirations?
I want to open an organization aiming at teaching kids, educate them through skating or sport, especially children from poverty or street kids.
In the future, one of my dreams is to open a gallery. There's a huge underappreciation for art here in this country, and that's definitely something I want to work on.
I have no idea what I want to do with my life sometimes. With all my heart, I want to be a lawyer, but it's stupid when you go to America to study law and come back to Vietnam to practice law, right? Because it's different law. But now I'm still trying to figure it out how to, study in America and practice law in Vietnam.
Where is home for you?
Do you guys all want to come back here though after your studies?
I do. As a kid, ever since I was 5, I've gone to international schools, and a lot of people tell me I mất gốc, which means I don't have the Vietnamese roots with me. And I think as I grow up and now that I am boarding in America, there's this feeling that I get when I come home, and I know when I walk around the streets of Hanoi, I know the streets well and I know that this is home.
Now that I'm away, somehow I've become more Vietnamese. In terms of I embrace my culture a lot more when I'm abroad. For example, I guess my connections between me and Buddhism has grown a lot stronger when I'm in Canada. Then I didn't have any relatives there, and so I guess religion was sort of a home to me when I'm away. I want a part of me to be really religious, but just a part of me, because I just think it's really healthy, in a sense. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Do you think of yourself as privileged?
I think about it sometimes. When I walk on the streets of Vietnam, I'm wow, I've been given so much more than that person, for example, and what did I do to deserve this? But then at the same time, if I am given all these opportunities, then I might as well use it.
Or a lot of times I will look at my friends from local schools and I would think, wow, they're doing so much compared to what I'm doing, and I've been given a lot more resources and opportunities than they did, but I'm not using it as efficiently or as much as they are. So a lot of the times I'm just feeling man, I'm useless, or that I'm guilty for all of these privileges that I'm getting right now.
Sipucha is such a rich community, and then next to it is a very poor people have to live, and they kind of.
I think that people should go out and just have an urban exploration and just to have different opinions about people living around them.
I think we all want poverty to go away and to less very poor people to be living in that condition. But ever since the French colonization, there's been huge French villas for rich people, and then everyone else just in consequences. It's been that way for a while, I think.
If you could change one thing and keep another, what would those things be?
To change some things, sexism is a huge problem. Racism is also a huge problem. Or like the ageism. So like if you're older, you have all the rights to tell the younger people what to do, even though you may be less, like you're more incompetent than they are, because they embrace the new technologies and the more open-minded mindsets.
There's just so much sexism here. Like the men are always supposed like expected to be the breadwinners of the family, like, or like girls are only expected to go to like a certain education, expected to marry before a certain age, expected to have kids before a certain age, or else they're just like a ticking time bomb, or at least that's what people say. Family gatherings, like the women are always in the kitchen cooking, but like I like to cook, so I don't mind that. But then afterwards, like I always have to wash the dishes. Like, why doesn't my brother have to do it? I don't get it. Like,
Really? Your brother doesn't do
my
it?
brother never does
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah.
You have to tell me.
What to keep, also a lot of the ideologies, like how you should embrace your family, religion, whatever it is, or the family-oriented culture that we have, that families always should be prioritized over careers and everything else, because the family-oriented culture it's really, like, I love it.
I love TED. I haven't experienced TED in 3 years and I miss it a lot, to be honest. It's the thing I miss the most when I'm in America.
I think something that we should really keep, and I feel like we're losing it, is the language itself. Vietnamese youth are not using Vietnamese as eloquently as they used to be. The literature is losing its readers. Embrace your language, it is your mother tongue after all. So
I'm gonna keep the avant-garde.
I'm sorry.
The avant-garde is a music. Ca trù.
yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to keep is stories of Hanoians, of Hanoi people of Vietnam. I want to be a Hanoi storyteller.
What do you think about your own generation?
I'm a little lost. This generation.
What is lost?
Like social media, it's like we have the highest rates in Southeast Asia. Guys, what? Get out there, do things.
They have sources. They have internet. They have everything now, but they don't take that advantage. That's the problem of our generation.
I wish there was more individuality and more creativity amongst, like, at least the youth.
Yeah, I want to see people take pride, especially the young people, take pride in culture and living style, or just take pride in the country.
I want the country to take youth more seriously. Right now, they're treating us like just a bunch of little kids, which is why even if we have good ideas on how to change certain things, issues, ideologies, we don't have the capitals for it, the resources.
Are you hopeful for the future?
Yeah, because I think right now our generation is the one we're the changes. We're making changes right now. Like, if we fight hard enough in this generation, then the upcoming one will benefit a lot.
What do you have that your parents did not?
Experience.
Okay.
I'm already just say what I think.
Resources.
What?
Resources.
Are there things from the past that you miss?
All the traditional games and the way that kids live their childhood. My parents' childhood was a lot cooler than mine was, just because they didn't have the technologies, I guess. I'm not saying, technology is a good thing. I'm just saying that the dependency for it should be lessened. Yeah.
as I grow up, I feel like we're losing what I really like about Vietnam, and one of it is like the fables and the myths behind everything. So, like when I was young, I remember like eating every food. There'd be like a story behind it, and I think like back then people like talked a lot more, and like told like these like funny like cute little stories, and I like those. I wish there were more of those.
Yeah, they don't explain things anymore.
Like I feel like love at that time is way more romantic and actually effort. Like I feel like so you don't have phones or like internet at that time. So if you want to meet someone, you go to meet them, or you write letters, and you actually try. And this time, like if you want to say you love somebody, you text them. You want to break up, you call them. Hey, bye. Done. It's just so. Well, the thing is just funny, but like. My point is, I feel like in my parents' time, they are more like patient. Like when something broke, like I'm more ready to like fix it, not get rid of it. But
we were all poor back then, so we were living this collective living style. But there was genuine care and attention toward each other, not materialism. They didn't have no money back then, but they share with each other everything they have. It's a lovely living style, and I really love that.
What will be the difference between you and the kids that come after you?
If we still keep living this style, I think our history and culture would be deeply rotten and just vanish somehow, or just distort the history, and people no longer access to facts anymore.
Yeah. I think independence. I think
So more independent?
less independence. I think people might like in some ways more independence because they have less boundaries and more ways to explore, but at the same time very dependent on the social media, very dependent on what they're given.
yeah, I agree with mine. Like I feel like the later generation kind of be more like Americanized. Like in America, you want to cook something, you can go to, everything is automatic. You go to supermarket and you get it done. Just go back home and put it in the, the microwave or like the oven, or like even though you have more things, technology with you, but you're actually more dependent on it.
I think we become lazy.
Yeah.
We're just gonna be overly pampered by resources.
Your kids, okay.
I love the passion fruit.
It's such a good thing.
Okay, now you can put your faces in the cake.
Like for real. Oh
Yeah.
Yum 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 yum.
Nobody move. Nobody.
Nobody move!
Except mine. No, you move. Okay.
This is so hard. Working with kids.
You stop, just focus on the cake.
Oh!
You just put your head back. Okay, nobody move now. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I think we're done. Thanks very much, ladies.
Thank you, I'm gonna go watch this.
I hope you. Yeah, we are.
Nước này lạ lắm. I got a detox drink and it's really weird. It's like rice juice.
Okay, who wants some cake?
This has been The Renovation Generation. Follow us on SoundCloud or subscribe to The Renovation Generation on iTunes, Stitcher or Mixcloud to never miss an episode.
Cloud. SoundCloud. Cloud.
It is produced by Eliza Lomas and Fabiola Bukele. Our production assistants are Chang Niem and Chang Ngo. Jack Smith is our photographer, and the narration was done by myself, Bill Nguyen, an And of Other Things production. In episode 17, we traveled to Huế to speak to Office Operations Manager Trần Văn Nhật about growing up with our parents, how to love the countryside, and why he fears for the future.